How to create an action in Photoshop. Through actions, you can save a lot of time in Photoshop. If you know you do certain repeatable steps over and over, you should introduce actions into your workflow and you'll never look back. Let me show you how easy it is to master actions in only a few minutes. First, let's open up the Actions panel. Go to Window, Actions. Here you might have some actions already loaded, but luckily we have folders to keep things tidy. So let's create a new folder by pressing on this small icon here. Call it whatever you like. I'll write Tutorial in this case. Now that we have this new folder made, let's create a new action. When we press on this icon here, Photoshop will start recording our, actions. One thing you should know is that this isn't time dependent. You can spend as much time as you want because when Photoshop is going to play that action, it will run smoothly without any stops. So feel free to relax and take your time with it. Another thing is that if you go into a certain step, say a dialog window, and you decide it's not right, press Cancel, Photoshop won't record it. So with that being said, let's go for it. I have this image on my canvas and you have it attached to this lecture, so please work along. I want to record an action that will save me quite a lot of time. The following steps are something I use on most images to quickly improve them, so it makes sense for me to have them recorded. Okay, let's press the new action icon and get started. I'll call it Enhance. Now we can get to work. First, I'll duplicate the layer so we can get a before and after shot. Now you can see the first step just popped up in the Actions panel. Next, I'll right-click and convert it into a smart object. Great. I'll add an adjustment layer, Vibrance. I'll crank up both sliders to +40. Even though this action doesn't seem to be recorded, trust me, Photoshop takes note of the slider position. Now I'll select our smart object and I'll go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter. Please make sure you're on the right layer, otherwise your effect won't look right or work at all. Okay, from here I'll go to the FX tab and I'll add Vignette. Instead of darkening the image, I want to lighten it up around the corners. So for that, I'll change the amount to +80. Since the girl on the left is really close to the edge, I won't modify the midpoint at all. Press OK. Finally, I'll go into Image, Adjustments, Shadows Highlights. 25% for the shadows, 15% for the highlights. Press OK and we're done. Press the Stop button and Photoshop will stop recording. In total, we have 7 steps. Let me press F12 to revert back to the original image and play the action to see what we get. Click on Enhance and then on the play icon. It takes Photoshop only a second or so and we have our improved image like magic. Plus, since we made it into a smart object, we get to adjust the filters as we want. Just double-click them and further edit them because based on the image you're working with, you may need more or less. We can also toggle the visibility of our newly made layers so we can have the before and the after. I say the difference is significant. But you know what? Maybe we want to drop the vignette effect for some reason. What we can do is this. Select Camera Raw Filter from the Actions panel. Now press on the trash can icon to delete it. Confirm you want to delete that step, and we're done. Now we have one less step. It's as easy as that. Think about what you constantly do in Photoshop and make an action for it. The time you'll save will add up. Have fun!